Welcome to Cougan's Corner. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite updates to Windows 10 that I think will be helpful for me and for others. And this will be coming, some of it will be coming from this Windows support page, as you see. One of the things that they're bringing out is paste from your cloud clipboard. Now this is a great feature. I like the looks of it. In other words, you can copy something from the computer that you're on, and if you want to be able to pick that up on another PC that you have, then all you have to do is pick it up off the cloud. So whenever I hit Control V on this computer, I can go to my other computer and then I can paste from that image that was stored on the cloud. However, one thing I noticed is that when I tried to do this wasn't available on any of my PCs. One thing I learned about Windows 10 is that even though you continue to get updates, you are only getting an update for the current build that you have. My current build at the time was 1803, but the most current build is 1903. Now there's several ways that you can find out what version you have, but you want to make sure that you have the latest version. One way you can find out whether or not that this feature is going to work for you is you hit the Windows key and then you hit the V key, and it should pop up a clipboard that you can see here on the screen, and it allows you to be able to select the things that you can see that I'm scrolling through, images that I've already saved. And so it saves all these different things and makes it accessible to other computers. If it doesn't pop that up, then you don't have the latest version. And if you don't have the latest version, I'll leave a link down in the description. But what you need to do is you need to go to the download Windows 10 page, and then you can either click on download tool now and it'll automatically do an update thing, or what I did on my Surface Pro is I just clicked on update now and it worked just fine. On my other PC I used the download tool now, and that will get you up to the current Windows, and that'll make things better for you because it's faster and it gives you better defense for viruses, and it's just better all around because it gives you access to all the latest features. Now why that doesn't automatically update, I don't know why, but you probably notice that you're getting updates, but all it's doing is updating your current build that you have. So if you want to see which version you have, you can also hit the Windows R key, and then you can type in WINVER, and whenever you click on that, it will tell you which version that you have. And you can see now my current version is version 1903. Let's get back to the features. Again, like I said, I really like this clipboard feature. That's going to be handy for me. Another thing you'll notice is that you can switch between light and dark mode, and that's always nice. Everybody seems to like the dark mode until they get tired of it, that is. Another thing I kind of like is if you're into emojis, this is really handy if you want to be able to just directly be able to put in emojis into Facebook or Twitter or any of these other things that will accept it, or you can use it in Microsoft Word. As you can see on the screen, all you got to do is hit the Windows key and your period key, and it will pop up the emojis. I don't know why mine was going so crazy there, but finally it opened up correctly. And then you can see you have access to all these different ones, and you have selections down here for different images. And then you also have access to the old text ones. And then you have access to a few other things that you might need from time to time. And you can use this in Microsoft Word as well. And then OneDrive also has always been there for a long time, but now they have the ability where you can select specific folders that you want to be backed up without having to drag and drop them into the auto or back into the OneDrive. And you can also download and have this experience on your Android phone or work on iPhones. And really all this does, I just tried it out, it allows you to be able to have a different skin on your screen, and it allows you to be able to have the backgrounds change out automatically. That's provided by Microsoft if you like that. I don't know if I'll keep it or not. You can also make your pointer easier to see. You can change it in all kinds of different ways. Again, this is just going into settings. You hit the Windows key, you go to settings, and you go into ease of access. By the way, you can also go in here and make your display bigger, and you can increase it. This is where you can make a lot of your adjustments. But we're mainly going to go and look at the cursor and the pointer. This is one of the newer features. And this allows you to increase the size of your mouse. You can see much bigger. Bring it back down to where it was. You can also change it to black, and where it changes white when it gets into something that's black. Or you can just make it a black cursor, or you can even make it a colored cursor, and it allows you to be able to change it to whatever color you like. I personally just like the default. And as I said, you can also make things on your screen bigger. I don't know if you know this or not, but another feature that's been added is you can actually hold your control key down while you're on the desktop, and you can use your mouse button and you can scroll in and you can make your icons bigger. And so that's something that has been added. I'm not really for sure exactly how you can make it go back to default. I hadn't figured that out yet, but anyway, just wanted to point that feature out. That's always been available in Microsoft Word and things like that, but never on the desktop. This is another helpful tool. It's Snip and Sketch. You can access it a couple different ways, but the shortcut, which makes it easier, is you can just hit the Windows key, the Shift key, and then hit the S key. And what it does is it brings up this little menu, and you can change, you can either do a square or a rectangle snip, or you can do a freeform snip if you really want to be able to move however you want it on the screen. Or you can also do a window snip, that is, it'll catch everything like within this Windows Explorer, or actually Google Chrome, and you can do a full screen skip, which gets the whole screen. I'm just going to do the rectangle skip to demonstrate this. You drag this and it highlights whatever you want, and then once it does that, it will open it up to the clipboard that you can click on, and then you can do different things to this within this. You can save it however you want to. You can send it an email. You can copy it and things like that. But you can also use your pen if you have one. If you have this ability, I'm using a Surface Pro. But this is where the sketch part comes in. If I wanted to point something out to someone, I can draw my arrows on it, or if I wanted to make a face, you can see I'm a great artist. And anyway, you can do whatever you want, and then you can save that and you can send it on. Again, this is something you could also have to your clipboard that you could share across your devices, and so that's kind of a handy way to be able to capture things that you want to share. You can also pause your updates for convenient times so they're not just automatically interrupting what you're doing. And also there is a troubleshooting section within Windows, and if you have some sort of problem going on that it can detect, it will give you recommendations on how to take care of that. Again, this is found in the settings, and this is under update and security and troubleshooting. I'll just show it to you real quick. Settings. Update and security. And then you click on troubleshooting. And you have access. And so right now it says I have nothing, I don't have any recommendations. This is where you'll find your recommendations. And there's other things you can use to test things on your PC if you're having trouble with them. Now there are a few other things I want to point out on another website that I found that I thought was interesting. This is from the website How to Geek. If you have the professional version, I don't, I have the home version, but if you have the professional version of Windows 10, they have this neat feature. It's called the Windows Sandbox. This allows you to be able to open up, basically it's kind of like a virtual window, and you can run your programs within this, and you can install things to test them out and see how they're going to run. But whenever you close it, then it's gone. It's not going to affect the rest of your system. And so that is a great feature to have. See, there's a few other things I wanted to point out. Minor things that pointed out. Well, they made the Cortana and the search bar separate. You can see that as I bring this up. You have your Cortana over here, and you have your search bar. And also the search bar now also searches everything on your computer. It's not limited like it used to be. See if there's anything else I want to point out. They made some improvements to the notepad. So that way if you're typing on notepad and your computer shuts down or whatever, when it comes back up, whatever you had in your notepad is still going to be there. So that's a nice feature. One thing I haven't had a chance to check out, I like this. It says even more changes. One thing it does is it does screen mirroring for Android phones. You can put your Android phone and mirror it over to your computer. I can see where that might be helpful. But anyway, you can look up this website. I'll put a link to this How to Geek. Gives you all these different details, has a whole bunch of information. But I just wanted to hit the highlights of what I thought was interesting. You can tell me if there's anything that you like, that is a new feature that has been brought in the last couple of years that's helpful to you. And so I hope you find this video interesting.